years, I never thought twice about how I made my tea. And it's not just about tea, is it? It's about how we all get stuck in our routines, big or small, and how those routines limit us without us even realising. For years, I always added milk to my tea. Nothing unusual in that, you might think. However, it never crossed my mind to do the opposite and try adding hot water to milk and a tea bag instead. Now you might think that is strange. However, the experience unexpectedly led to a more pleasurable tasting tea. Definitely less bitter, and it's the way I now continue to make it. The experience was so unexpectedly delightful that the thought of it continues me to question all the habitual choices I make. What if sometimes doing the opposite is exactly what we need? Today, I want to talk about a simple yet powerful concept, doing the opposite. It's inspired by an article written by someone I follow on LinkedIn by the name of Bruce Kasanoff, who shares a personal experience where he discovered the value of trying something different, in this case, using a canoe instead of his usual kayak. I'll leave a link to the article in the description below. We're going to dive into why we habitually stick to certain patterns and explore the top 5 benefits of occasionally flipping the script and doing the opposite. Trust me, you might be surprised by the results. Let's start by talking about habits. Why do we do the things we do? It all comes down to comfort and familiarity. Our brains love routine because it conserves energy. When we know what to expect, we feel safe and we avoid the risk of failure. But this also means we often miss out on new experiences, perspectives, and opportunities simply because they fall outside our comfort zones. Did you know that 40% of the actions we perform daily are out of habit? That's almost half of your life running on autopilot, but our brains are wired that way. They seek patterns and safety in repetition. It saves energy but limits our potential for growth and discovery. Pause for a second and think. What's one thing you do every day that you've never questioned? Your commute? The way you start your morning? What if you flipped it? What would you discover by doing the opposite? For years, I chose adding milk to tea because I believed it was the best thing to do. It wasn't until I tried the opposite that I realised what I'd been missing out on. But it's just not about tea. Take Steve Jobs for instance. At a time when the tech industry was all about functionality, Jobs did the opposite. He put design and user experience first. Look at where that got Apple, one of the most iconic brands in history. So this brings us to the top 5 benefits of doing the opposite. Benefit number 1, it expands your comfort zone. When you try something new, like swapping your kayak for a canoe as Bruce did, you push the boundaries of what you're comfortable with. This not only builds confidence, but also prepares you for unexpected challenges in life. Benefit number 2, it opens up new opportunities. When you do the opposite, you might discover something you love, something you're good at, or a new passion. It's like opening a door to a room you never knew existed. Benefit number 3, it breaks monotony. Life can get pretty repetitive. By consciously doing the opposite of what you usually do, you inject freshness and excitement into your day-to-day life. It's a great way to shake things up and avoid feeling stuck. Benefit number 4, it enhances creativity. Doing the opposite forces your brain to think differently. When you step away from the usual, you're more likely to come up with creative solutions and innovative ideas. This can be incredibly powerful, whether you're working on a project, solving a problem, or just navigating life. And finally, benefit number 5, it fosters personal growth. By challenging yourself to do the opposite, you develop resilience, adaptability, and a broader perspective. These are qualities that not only help you grow as a person, but also make life more fulfilling. Looking back, it's just not about tea or canoes. It's about how much I've grown by pushing myself to think differently in many areas of my life. And now, I challenge you to do the same. Try the opposite and see where it takes you. Think about one area in your life where you always choose the same thing. It could be your morning routine, your workout, the way you approach your work, or even how you spend your free time. Now try doing the opposite, just once. See what happens. You might be surprised by the results. Remember, the point isn't to overhaul your life, but to experience something new. Something that could spark creativity or growth. Sometimes life's best moments lie just beyond the edge of what we know. And when you do the opposite, you open doors to new possibilities. So why not take that step? You might just surprise yourself. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you think differently about life. See you next time. I'm Dr. Rakish Rana, the Clear Coach.